All right, this is dedicated to those of you who are walking around looking for the answer to what is wrong with me. What I mean by searching for answers for what's wrong with me is I know a lot of you are walking around and you're not feeling well, because I speak with you on a daily basis and some of you become my clients. And what that means is you're usually tired, not sleeping well, gaining body fat, having trouble training. It's dedicated to you guys. And what I've found more often than not is that some of you are going from doctor to doctor to doctor, or healthcare practitioner to other healthcare practitioner, and you're really spinning your wheels trying to find answers or the answer as to what is going on. Now, there's two sides to this coin. It's really important to find these answers, but what's happening is some of you are spending thousands of dollars on labs and you're still not getting any definitive answers. You kind of wind up in the scenario where you're going, who else can I go see? What other practitioner might have these answers? So when you wind up in a situation where you've been going from specialist to specialist for a couple of years and you've had a lot of labs done and you're being told nothing's wrong and you're sort of looking at who do you go see next to figure out what's wrong, I want you to take a step back and take actually a closer look, because the answers many times are actually right in front of you. Now, I'm extremely supportive of labs. Obviously, I run them myself. Labs should be run a couple of times a year, sometimes more, and you get a lot of very important data from labs, make sure you're getting cardiovascular labs, metabolic labs, really good hormone labs, and you have the right physicians in place to interpret them and give recommendations. However, you'll get to a certain point where you actually just need to step back and go, okay, there's nothing crazy showing up in my labs, but I'm still not feeling well, what's going on? That's where I want you to take a step back and actually look at what's right in front of you. And here's what I mean. The folks that I take on that are in this situation, 100% of the time without fail, are not eating well, not training well, if at all, aren't sleeping well, and don't have the pieces in place to start to fix the foundational basics. It's like with training. You can't start doing advanced training until you have your foundations set in place. Getting yourself feeling well from, say, 3 to 5 years of being in a slump takes the same approach, but it's often very overlooked. The simplicity of it is not appreciated because it's not well taught. Case in point, just to give you a little bit of reality on this situation. Okay, recent referral, a client overseas, let's call her Karen. Okay, and Karen has been going to doctors for several years, trying to figure out what's wrong. She was told nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. Your thyroid's fine. Everything's fine. She unfortunately hadn't had anyone help her in the hormone replacement field, so I'm pointing her in that direction right now. But on my first Zoom call with her, I realized she was 330 pounds. She hadn't been eating well in about 5 years, and she had been trying to eat less, the common approach, eat less. And she got to the point where she was eating so much less that she's not even supporting her resting metabolic rate. Therefore, she ran out of the energy and the discipline and motivation to train many years ago, which starts to feed forward into really continuing to undereat, because then appetite starts to get suppressed, poor protein intake, poor essential fatty acid intake, which carries forward into, it turns out, almost chronic sleep deprivation. But rather than anyone looking at her and going, hey, have you taken into consideration that these key lifestyle factors do need to be fixed before going back and into the specialist medical circle, because you're not going to get the answers there. And it was interesting because it hadn't occurred to her to look right in front of her in her day-to-day life, because she felt so lousy. She thought, well, there's got to be something or some things incredibly wrong with me. And I can understand that. I'm sure all of you can as well. As you guys are very well aware, people's awareness around their health is improving dramatically, and the support system in the medical field is adapting and changing just about as fast. Medical professionals are key. Specialists are super important, and getting great labs run is really important. Addressing your hormonal system is incredibly important. All of that, hugely important. However, in your search for answers, please take a very analytical look at what you're doing. Start to track your intake. Start to look at how to improve sleep. Start to look at how you can start training. Even if you're 330 pounds, where do you start? Are there people out there you can reach out to that work with folks that are brand new to the whole situation. Take a good look at what's in front of you. Oftentimes the answers are there. It'll take you being able to accept it, and it'll also potentially take you working with someone who can help point out these little things and start to weave them in one thing at a time until you get to a point in 2 weeks, often the turnaround's fairly quickly, where you go, all I did was improve my sleep habits and improve my protein intake, and I'm starting to notice that I have energy later on in the afternoon to go for a walk, whereas before you didn't. So again, respect the basics, and if you're looking for really clear direction, no matter what level you're at, please don't hesitate to reach out.